back as the meet record holder in that, but she's all through for today. She was a winner at 5,000. You saw her a few moments ago. Oregon has the collegiate record, and here they are set for the women's 1500. Janica Peterson of Washington, Laura Chapel of UCLA, Shannon Clark of USC, Janet Cooper of Arizona, Mary Dong of Washington, Annette Hand of Oregon, Joanne Kelly running in there from Cal.
Number 353 from Arizona, Janet Cooper. Number 503 from Washington.
And Tom, right away, Annette Hand from Oregon has taken the lead. Last night, Annette Hand won the 3,000 meters in 9:10.84, a good time, coming back here trying to win the 1500. That's Annette Hand with Laura Chapel from UCLA, an outstanding sophomore. Hand a senior, Chapel inside of Hand. And 2 weeks ago, up in Eugene at the Twilight meet, Chapel lost to Hand in a 1500 meter race that was won by Mary Decker-Slaney. First time Chapel had ever run in that kind of competition. They've got 3 laps to go right now. And Chapel afterwards said to her coach Bob Messina, hey, I want to have another shot at Annette Hand. I can certainly get closer to her, so we'll see today.
Chapel, Hand, and Cooper. That's the way that trio makes the turn as they go to the far side of the track here at Drake Stadium.
3,000 and 5,000. Last year, won the 3,000 yesterday.
Chapel of UCLA and Hand of Oregon.
For Hand.
In that race up in Eugene a couple of weeks ago, Hand ran 4:18.33 for third. Chapel was fourth in 4:19.71. That was the best time of the season for either in the 1500 meters. So right now, Annette Hand and Laura Chapel, Shannon Clark
running third at this point.
In third. But let's see how close Laura Chapel can get to this outstanding senior, Annette Hand. Chapel just a sophomore at UCLA.
That's Janet Cooper of Arizona, the fourth member of this group, running all by themselves, with the balance of the field 50 meters behind them. This is the women's 1500 meter event. Hand,
Chapel, Clark,
Chapel,
Cooper.
Clark, and Cooper. And the balance of the field.
Keller. 2 laps to go. 2 to go.
Washington, Peterson, and Dong. That's Hand and Chapel. Hand and Chapel. Chapel well out the two of them.
At 800 meters.
Hand and Chapel well in front of Clark and Cooper.
2:18.3 at 800 meters. Chapel is just, as we said, a sophomore, 5'6". She's from San Diego, a great talent.
At 6'10 3/4.
And she's moving up on Annette Hand.
Well, we've got 2 races here, Vic Holjack. The battle for third place between Clark and Cooper is a pretty heated one as well. Up front, of course, as you watch Clark and Cooper, you've got Annette Hand of Oregon and Laura Chapel of UCLA.
Annette Hand could be a big scorer for Oregon in the NCAA championships on her own track up in Eugene in just a couple of weeks. But look at Laura Chapel hang in there. This last 400 meters could be very interesting. Chapel was very close to her in that race won by the great Mary Decker-Slaney just 2 weeks ago.
That awaits them, and there it is. Hand leading by about 2 meters over Chapel, and Clark by a similar margin over Cooper of Arizona. But neither Clark nor Cooper figured a challenge for second or first. They're battling for the number 3 spot. Then the 2 Washington runners bringing up the balance of the field here in the women's 1500. Now Hand and Chapel have really widened their margin over Clark and Cooper, and it is truly a 2-person race on the far side. And Hand now is putting some added distance between herself and Chapel, and barring a mishap, why it looks as though she's going to win this rather easily.
200 meters to go. Yeah, you're right. Annette Hand pulling away now, but Laura Chapel's running a very strong race, and that battle that you were talking about in third between Shannon Clark and the Arizona runner looks very, very tight. Now look at Annette Hand come off with 100 meters to go. Very strong. This woman won the 3,000 just last night.
Yes, and her teammate Graves won the 5,000 for Oregon a few moments ago. So the Ducks really can run those long ones, and they're doing it beautifully. And Graves ahead of her today. Why, Annette Hand is actually sprinting to the wire at the end of 1500. Now Cooper, as you see, Chapel come to the wire for second place. Cooper is coming on to take third away from Clark of USC, and Cooper of Arizona will come to the wire to take third place, and Clark will finish in the number 4 spot. But it was a Hand all the way to win it for Oregon in the women's 1500.
In round 6.
And we have an unofficial clocking of 4:17:20. That's an unofficial time, 4:17:20. If that's close to being accurate, Annette Hand could be very close to the Pac-10 record.
All right, we'll be back with more coverage of the Pac-10 track and field competition. Drake Stadium, UCLA. First, we'll pause for this message.